What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin Bees. I am a certified personal trainer, a fitness nutrition specialist, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing. So I'm very familiar with the cult tactics that are used a lot of times in these companies. And today we're going to be doing a myth versus reality breakdown of some pretty bold claims from somebody in Optavia. It's going to be absolutely wild. This is not about shaming anybody that has been a part of Optavia by any means. A lot of people are just trying to feel better and get help. Totally valid. Am I endorsing Optavia? Absolutely not. No. However, what we are going to do today is separate. Luna says hi, by the way. What we are going to do today is separate marketing language from physiology so that you can actually understand what's happening in your body. Let's get into it.
Hey friends, I'm here to bust two myths about Optavia. So one is when people say, it's just not sustainable. Nothing is farther from the truth. Our program teaches habits and helps you get into metabolic synchronization to teach you how to fuel your body with whole foods, the adequate amount of protein, carb, healthy fat, vitamins, nutrients, supplements as you step into ultra health. For years, we teach longevity. Where do you want to be 5 years from now? Maybe some people Googled Optavia, and what they might see is, oh, I gained my weight back. It doesn't work. Well, guess what? Those clients...
This is really interesting because I don't know if anybody that hasn't been a part of Optavia will notice some of the language. They use really, I'm going to call them cult-like language. Ultra health. What the heck is ultra health? Right. You get it. Anyways, when people Google Optavia, chances are they're probably going to see YouTube videos, some with my face on it, that is debunking what they are saying. Yeah. Anyways, let's see what else she has to say. Also, stay tuned because at the end of this, I'm going to actually give you some tips. If your goal is to lose weight, I'm going to give you some sustainable tips in order to do that. So stay tuned.
They never did transition correctly. Sure, they did the 5 and 1 or the 4 and 2 and they experienced fat burn and it's just a science and it works for everybody.
I'm going to stop you right there. Not the victim blaming and shaming of people that tried Optavia. Telling people that it works for everybody is such a myth. In fact, let's call this myth number 1. So she's saying that it is science and it works for everybody. But here's the reality. Nothing works for everybody. Not keto, not fasting, not macros, not meal prep. When you hear a universal claim like this, you're hearing marketing, not science. So here's what's actually happening. Optavia causes fat loss because it creates a calorie deficit. That is the mechanism, not metabolic synchronization. What? Not special fuelings, which is their packaged, processed snacks and soup mixes and things of that nature. You're eating fewer calories than your body is burning. So yeah, people lose weight. Also, Luna is very chatty. If you hear in the background, drop me a fun cat emoji in the comments or just say hey to Luna. But that doesn't make it unique. It makes it restrictive. What we see from Optavia is extreme restriction. And also, I'd like to do a little poll because I know that there are a lot of you that have been a part of Optavia. If you're comfortable sharing, I would love to know, did your upline tell you about maintenance or transition or whatever she just called it? Because the amount of people that have reached out to me that have been a part of Optavia that cycle on and off the 5 and 1 to get into fat burn, as they refer to it, is wild. So share your experience in the comments. Did you ever go into whatever transition that she's referring to? Because I have not heard that from any of the large amount of people that have reached out to me about Optavia. Which brings us to myth number 2. I should do it this way. Myth number 2. People only regain if they transition wrong. The claim is that regaining weight only happens if you didn't transition properly, according to, I think her name is Tasha. Here's the reality. That's blame shifting built into the system. If a program only works while you're perfectly following it forever, it didn't teach you any skills. It taught you compliance. Very low calorie dieting increases hunger signals for a lot of people. That's normal human physiology, not a personal failure. So when someone regains weight after an aggressive plan, it doesn't automatically mean that they did something wrong. Sometimes the structure only worked while the boxes existed in their pantry. Let's just be real here.
Has worked for every client of mine, 800.
What do you mean it's worked for every single client, all 800? How many of those did you manipulate, in my opinion, into becoming a coach? Nothing works for everybody. I highly doubt that all 800 of her clients have had great success with Optavia. Highly doubt it. I think that is so silly that she said that.
Who follow program. It's just a science. You will burn the fat. But if they don't transition right and they don't step into metabolic synchronization.
Please do tell us what you mean by metabolic synchronization. Thank you.
For long term, understand how to increase their calories, increase their macros, incorporate strength training and exercise. Sure, the results might not be optimal health. But those who do, and all of my clients, lean in and do all the steps of the program. Gosh, a lot of my clients are coaches, paying it forward to other clients and literally saving lives.
I'm sorry. Did y'all catch that? A lot of my clients are coaches, meaning a lot of her clients are distributors in Optavia. Pay attention to the language. I've talked about this for many, many years, but every MLM company is going to have their own kind of words that they use, cult-like language, if you will. With Optavia, it's ultra health, it's getting into fat burn, being on plan, being on program. They say things even like a body in fat burn is a business on fire. They have these little catchphrases. I think they're thought-stopping cliches because with a phrase like a body in fat burn is a business on fire, in order to get into fat burn, according to them, that means you have to be on the 5-in-1. And there's this pattern of distributors that cycle on and off the 5-in-1. They lose some weight. They don't transition correctly, according to Tasha here. There's immense pressure from uplines in this company for people to cycle on and off the 5-in-1 plan. That 5-in-1 plan, you're taking in 800 to 1,000 calories a day. You're eating 5 of basically 100 calorie pack fuelings that are processed from the company. It could be, what do they call them? Crunchers or shakes, or they love the brownie, which is like a little tiny, tiny brownie. They love that one, which is wild. I would much rather have a regular brownie any day of the week and not have to worry about being compliant. And the odd part about this is I'm currently in a calorie deficit, and any food can fit into a calorie deficit. If your goal is to lose weight, I'm down 10 pounds. If I wanted to have a brownie today, I would have a brownie today. Anyways, let's get back into it.
So I hope you don't always believe everything you read on Google. Like, you really shouldn't, right? Go do some of the research. Go look at the facts that we have and the research backed up, where we help clients in just 4 months reduce visceral fat 14% while maintaining their muscle mass. That's incredible. We are a proprietary company that helps people move forward in their health while we protect your muscle and we burn the fat. We target the fat, we bring down that visceral fat. So that's one myth. Make sure you know about our program.
Myth number 3, here we go, targets fat and protects muscle. Any sustained calorie deficit reduces body fat, including visceral fat. That part is not special. There's no need for this proprietary thing that she's talking about. The muscle claim is where I think we need to slow down a little bit and talk a little bit more. I want to dive into that just a little bit more. To preserve muscle during weight loss, you have to be taking in enough protein, resistance training, in order to have enough overall energy. So many versions, again, of this 5-in-1 plan, people sit around 800 to 1,000 calories a day. It's not exactly a muscle-friendly environment, if you ask me, unless everything is extremely carefully managed. So fat loss here is not proof of superiority. It's proof that they're eating less, and substantially less. Oh my God. Also this, what did she say, 17% or 14% fat loss or visceral fat loss? Also, let's see the studies. Let's make sure that they're independent. Let's make sure that there's a placebo and controls in place. Let's make sure that it's peer reviewed. Let's make sure that all of that is a thing. And it's never a thing with these MLM companies. They never do that. It's always a small group of people because that's easy to manipulate the data. It's always well, they did this, but they also incorporated diet changes and they also incorporated working out, which she did mention. I'm a huge fan of lifting weights. I'm a huge fan of doing cardio after lifting weights. I'm a huge fan of you doing whatever it is that you want to do in order to achieve your goals. Whether you want to lose weight, you're happy with where you're at, or you're trying to gain weight. All of that can be manipulated through caloric intake and making sure that you're getting enough of the nutrients that your body needs to reach your goals. But in Optavia, that's not the case. And I would love to see those studies because I'm pretty sure I've reviewed them before. When they started coming out with this metabolic 2.0 system or whatever they're talking about, I'm pretty sure I have videos. I'll make sure that I link them in the video description where we talked about the studies and we talked about this scientific evidence that they're preserving muscle while taking in 800 to 1,000 calories, which is absurd to me. So I'll make sure I link those in the video description.
It is not short term. It is long-term transformation for longevity. The second myth really quick is that it's expensive. Okay, listen, I'm sorry folks, but $100 a week for 95% of the food that you're going to consume that's literally going to put you into metabolic health is cheap. It is cheap. I don't know where you're spending money on drive-thrus, DoorDash, restaurants, Barbell, pharmacies, doctor's appointments. But listen, for $100 a week, you're going to feel better in 5 days. And all of my clients say at the end of the month, I saved so much money this month. I literally looked back at my checking account and I saw where I spent money eating out. I have saved $300, $400. Some families are saying $500, $600 because they're doing this program and getting their health right.
Oh my God, Tasha, you are embarrassing. How are you not embarrassed by this? $400, oh, let me back up. Myth number 4, $100 a week is cheap. $400 a month for shelf-stable diet foods is not automatically affordable just because takeout exists. Also, we're talking about one person. $400 for one person. What if they're a family of 4? What if they have kids? What if they have, multiple people living in their household that they support financially? $400 on one person is wild. You can build filling meals with real food for less cost per calorie and more volume. You don't need a prescription or necessarily to stop ordering from DoorDash. You need a plan. This is so embarrassing to me. What also is not being considered here, specifically with the 5 and 1, the 5 is the 5 fuelings a day. The 1 is the lean and green plan, or part of the plan, I guess I should say, which includes fresh vegetables, and I think it's like 4 to 6 ounces of lean meat. So she's making it seem like this is all you need, but you still have to buy meat, which is expensive, and you still have to buy fresh produce for the greens for the lean and green meals. So she's not telling everybody the whole story. And my favorite part about this is that she's going to shame people and use a false equivalence fallacy to compare Optavia fuelings to people that are ordering DoorDash or ordering food out or things of that nature. The bar bill, you're at the bar. In this economy? Unreal.
And they are now investing in their health the right way through proper nutrition and stepping into metabolic wellness. So listen, now is the time to get healthy. If you want something sustainable that's going to change your habits. I remember my dad's doctor saying, if you could get him to do Optavia, it will change his life. He'll change his habits, the way he eats. He'll sleep better. He'll probably come off his CPAP machine. It's true.
If your doctor is telling you that, you need a new doctor. That doctor should be fired, in my opinion. Myth number 5, these medical implications, specifically around getting off a CPAP machine. Weight loss can improve sleep apnea in some people, but suggesting a specific branded program leads to getting off medical equipment is a medical conversation. That's not something that Tasha should be sharing with the world. That belongs with a doctor, not an MLM sales pitch as we're seeing here.
The ones who really know about how amazing our program is are the ones that are winning in their health. So there's room for you. We want you to step into metabolic health. Reach out. Don't let these myths stop you from being the best, healthiest version of you, because it makes such a difference for how you show up and all the people that you get to serve.
Oh, I hated that. I'm sure you guys did too. Okay, so now that we got through the myth busting, if you will, of what Tasha here was attempting to do, now let's get to the important part, the reason that I wanted to do this video. Because if you want structure, if you want to cook more, if you want to lose weight, or even if you want to gain weight, maintain weight, or you're just wanting to build meals that are more balanced, I want to help you do that right here. What can you do instead of what Tasha was trying to sell people on? Well, what do you actually do instead? Because I never want to just take something away from you without giving you a real replacement. So let's build one. What to do instead? Step 1, start with protein. Before calories, before cutting carbs, before anything else, ask yourself, look at your plate. If you're going out to eat or if you're making your own, ask, where's the protein? Great sources of protein are chicken, eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, beans, cottage cheese, and other types of lean meats. Around 20 to 40 grams per meal is a solid general target for most people, not everybody. Adapt that for yourself. Protein helps you to stay full, and it helps to protect muscle while you lose fat. You don't need any Optavia fuelings in order to do that. Step 2, add some fiber. This is the combo that most diets accidentally remove or intentionally remove, however you want to word that. Protein plus fiber equals you staying full. Some sources for fiber: vegetables, fruit, potatoes, oats, beans, whole grains. So I'm working on my level 1 certification through Precision Nutrition. So they mentioned the hand method. You probably have heard this from other places as well, but let's run through it real quick. Especially if you're somebody that doesn't want to track using an app, you don't want to weigh your food, you can do a visual. You can measure it visually using just your hand. So for women, and the example I'm going to give is women and men, but shout out to the he, she's, the gays, and the theys. I see y'all. So for women, you're going to do 1 palm worth of protein. For men, you're going to do 2. I don't know why I made a fist there. For 2. Vegetables, and this is per plate, a fistful of vegetables, 2 for men. Carbs, you're going to do a little handful. Just like this, a cupped hand. Women get 1, men get 2. Of course, you're going to adjust this for your goals, your activity levels, things of that nature. And then for fats, because we want good fats in our diet as well, they help with hormone production and a ton of really great things that you want. And fat, I feel like, gets a bad rap and people naturally remove it from their diet. It's extremely important. So women are going to get 1 thumbful. The amount of a thumb. Is that how I want to word that? Okay, we're going to roll with it, and men get 2. So if you're not somebody that wants to, weigh and measure your food, you can just use that as a visual, and you can make sure that you're getting everything that you need. You don't need some weird marketing from Optavia reps or any other MLM wellness guru that's trying to sell you on their proprietary blend products. Step 3 is that you can make cooking easier and not fancier. People don't struggle necessarily with nutrition. They struggle with the logistics, the planning. What do I put together? How do I put that together? So you could easily just prepare 1 protein for the week. You could cook 1 carb, make a lot of it per week. You could prep vegetables for the week, and now you can assemble meals all week. Everything is ready. You can keep it in your fridge, and structure comes from planning, not necessarily packaging. So step 4, change 1 habit. Don't overhaul your life tomorrow. Pick 1 area. Maybe you want to cook dinner a couple times a week. Maybe you want to bring lunch from the prepping of protein and carbs and vegetables that you did earlier in the week. Bring some lunch, maybe once or twice a week. Try it out. Small, consistent actions are going to beat complete overhauls any day of the week. Start small. Maybe you're wanting to really focus on fiber. Start focusing on fiber on your plate whether you're going out to eat or making your own. Try that for a while. Get used to being fiber conscious. Then maybe you could switch to protein or vice versa. But take one little piece and make those changes. The most sustainable habits, especially when we're talking about nutrition, are things that you are willing to do every day consistently. That is how you reach your goals when it comes to nutrition. And step 5, lift something. If fat loss is your goal, don't just eat less and walk. Although walking is a fantastic form of exercise, lift some weights. Strength training can help keep muscle. It helps to improve body composition and it makes maintenance easier later on. You don't need starvation calories to make progress. In fact, that's going to set you back because once you start increasing your calorie intake, you're going to gain weight. So you might as well learn this right now. And I hope that this is helping because I don't know that I've really done a video diving this much into nutrition, but I think it's an important conversation. And finally, we have step 6, learn portions temporarily. You don't have to track forever, but learning portions for a few weeks, or even you pick a couple days and you track. If you're willing to track, if you're willing to measure your food or whatnot, or you're using the hand method, maybe just track that for a couple days. Maybe try it a couple times a week. See how it feels. You're going to learn so much more than any meal plan that somebody sells you on the internet if you start to pay attention and really look at what you are putting on your plate little by little. Education is always going to create independence, and dependency creates repeat customers. And that's what people like Tasha in Optavia are trying to get. Dependency, repeat customers, because they don't trust themselves and they have a fear of food and the only thing I can eat are these fuelings. No, you can eat real food, whole foods. You can cook for yourself, or if you're somebody that wants to eat out, there's a way that you can do that and still make sure that you're getting everything that you need for your goals. I want you to be independent. I want you to see these things online and go, that doesn't even make any sense. I could make this for cheaper, or I could make this for myself, or whatever. I want you to be able to see through the marketing that some of these people are using and the fear tactics and the manipulation to try and get you to become an Optavia customer and then turn you into an Optavia coach. Yeah. Here's the thing. Wanting support, valid. Wanting weight loss or maintaining your weight or gaining weight, that's all valid. Wanting structure, absolutely valid. But you don't need to outsource your metabolism to a company selling powdered snacks and meals. You can build your own meals. You can build your own habits. You can keep your autonomy. I really hope that this video helped you guys. I hope that you learned a couple things, or maybe a couple hacks, or let me know in the comments if this helped you, if you want to see more videos like this from me, because I really do want to help you guys understand what's happening when it comes to the marketing and give you tips to not fall victim to that marketing. So if you loved this video today, if you would do me a favor and like and subscribe, if there's an option to hype the video, if you would do that, that would be amazing. It's a way to help me get my information out to more people. If you've tried Optavia, let me know in the comments what your experience was like, because I've heard a lot of stories. You guys have shared a lot with me and I appreciate that. And if you guys want more breakdowns from someone who lived MLM culture for far too long, now has the credentials to unpack it and give you actual tips to better your health that don't require a subscription or being a part of a multi-level marketing company or developing fear of foods, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you stick around and check out the playlists that are linked in the video description. As always, you guys, stay skeptical, stay strong. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.